Okay, time now is 3:15 p.m. on December 5th. Um yeah. So yeah, I slept from 5:10 a.m. to 3 a.m. This is the sleep I needed. The big sleep. Big fat juicy thick sleep. And it feels great. It feels freaking fantastic indeed. Um and yeah. Last night at around 4:30 a.m., I was thinking of, you know, my job at ALI. In fact, yesterday the whole day, I was like, there's something I need to do today, but I forgot what it is. But there's something I need to do. And at some point during 191, the first class of the day, I was like, I think it's paying the rent. So I paid my rent, and then I thought, okay, the thing that I needed to do is done. And then it isn't until last night at 4:30 a.m., aka this morning, when I realized, holy fucking shit, I just remembered. I need to input my hours on Workday and fill in this Google form. And it was already too late and I was too tired to even do anything about it. So, yeah, fuck, not again. So this is like the third or the fourth time I submitted something late for my job, and it's actually embarrassing because in the email that was sent to us like a few days ago, it says it actually gives us information about this job and hiring for the next semester, and that is, we will consider hiring you if you have met the deadlines. So fuck me because I missed so many deadlines. I hope it's still okay because I really need the job. I really want to continue making money. Um, but at least at 5 a.m., at 5 a.m., I right before bed, I texted Harmony, the woman who's basically running the program, and I pretended that I just woke up because it's such an awkward time to text someone before sleep. So I was like, "Oh, sorry, forgot to do this last night because I'm overwhelmed by classes and stuff." So yeah, fuck, don't know what to do. At least I got a good sleep. I had a dream. I had multiple dreams, but the one that stands out to me the most involved a toilet that is overflowing with shit and maggots, which was so disgusting. Like the walls were full of maggots. Um, it was horrifying. Um, and then I think I also dreamed about traveling across some big country by bus. Or like I wrote a script and I and the guy sitting next to me is performing, like reading the lines off of the script. And it was our performances are so great that people started laughing. So yeah, that's it. Um so yeah, today's gonna be home all day. I actually have a lot to do today, like reviews, and also I need to finish editing my short film for real. I really need to fucking finish editing my short film. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. And the moment I receive the prompts for the final exams, which are basically essays, I'm gonna speed run through all of them because I need to be done with them as fast as possible for my own sake. Um, yeah. Christian actually DM'd me like 4 a.m. last night, telling me, "Hey, I received this email. Would you be interested?" And it's basically this film set that's looking for art people. Um, but the shoot is literally during the build, during the final exam period, which is insane. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And I already have another set, which I probably don't have that much time to hop on anyways. So, yeah. But yeah, anyways, home all day today. It's gonna be chill. Um, yeah. French toast for breakfast, maybe? Or, sweet potato pie for breakfast. Pizza. And salad box for lunch, and a simple dinner. I have frozen shrimp. I'm just gonna eat shrimp for dinner. Um, yeah, probably. I need meat. I realized that I actually still need more meat. I have 2 steaks left. 2 steaks and pork belly left. Yeah. Oakley dokley. Time now is 10:37. It's late. I still haven't had dinner. I'm gonna have them right now. Um, just wanna say that nothing important happened today. NIHT, and that's cool. Nothing all that important happened today, anyways. After I woke up, the first thing I did was to fill in the Google form, for my ITA thing, and email ITA saying that I have missed hours on my workday, which they immediately fixed. So now I'm gonna be paid even more money, 60 something, probably $70 ish. So that's pretty good. I hope they hire me again next semester, but given how much I've missed the deadlines, I don't know the likelihood of that happening, but I hope they do because I want money. Um, and trying to find another job is terrible idea. If I have a job, I'll stick to it. Um, yeah. So I what else happened? Right. So I received an email saying that the DKA Film Festival has accepted my short film, which I'm not insanely surprised by, but I'm happy about it. But it's not really that big of a deal, in my opinion. But yeah, Objects in Mirror is gonna screen, and the screening time is tomorrow night at 7 p.m., which is a bit of a bra moment because originally I wanted to go to the screening of Neither Donkey Nor Horse, another short film, a much better short film, which is also at 7 p.m., also at SCA, but at a different theater. So that's hilarious. So I am in a bit of a dilemma. So if I can, I would go to both. So I don't know. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the Neither Donkey Nor Horse one and ask when exactly will their film be screened. And if the exact screening time coincides with, I don't know. I'll probably go to the DKA one. And then what else? I got a 95% for my third paper for my CTCS 200, which is bonkers. It's absolutely insane. So I got my A secured in the bag, I believe. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's hilarious because I submitted it late. Even after the extension period, I submitted it late. But yeah, nothing else happened. I reacted to my Spotify Wrapped video and not that impressive. I reposted it on my Instagram, but I kind of want to just delete it because it's a little bit embarrassing that my top songs and top artists basically reflect that I'm a weeb and I love K-pop, and that's it. Even though I listen to a lot of other stuff, it's just that they don't show in my top 10 because I replay catchy, fun stuff the most this year. Um, and then that's it. Nothing else. Um, yeah, truly nothing else. Um, I've been testing Blu-rays yesterday and today as well. I'm just addicted, man. But it feels so good to finally be able to like use these discs, like use these Blu-rays. Feels so good. I tested every single disc in my secondhand Nissan Monogatari box set in the fear that it's secondhand and it doesn't work. But no, all discs work and it looks freaking great. And a little bit later, I'm gonna test even more. Um, but yeah, excited for tomorrow because tomorrow is essentially the last class ever of this semester. So I'm low key excited. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I don't want to think about romance, but I saw this YouTube short like yesterday where it's like, ooh, the ages of when rappers lost their virginity, and the first one is like 16, and then the next one is like 11, and then it's like 9, and I'm like, what the fuck? Not even, like puberty hasn't even happened yet. They're molested, which is sad, but but he was like, oh, I lost mine when I was 16, which is kind of late, and I'm like, what? And then I realized I'm already 22. It's like one very easy way for me to get depressed again over this is by reminding myself how old I am. So, to counter that, I try to think other things. Like, I try to think about all the things outside of love and sex. I sort of turn my gaze to all the other cool things. Like, you meet people and wow, you're so cool. Like, I would think someone's cool for their work, for what they've done, for their art. And if I have good art, then does love and sex even matter? Yeah. That's that may not be the whole truth, but at least it's a kind of a mindset that I should have. Because again, truth be told is okay. Here's an even better mindset, and that is, if so far I've been studying in USC for a whole year, I found 0 people romantically interesting, then why am I so bothered? I'm not interested in anyone. Nothing's lost. Okay, if I have a crush on Leslie, but Leslie says no, which is what happened, then yeah, I have a reason to be upset because I wanted something and I didn't get that something. But in USC, I don't have a crush on anyone. I'm just not interested in anyone at all. And a lot of me, trying to make new friends and all that stuff is because I want to be interested in someone. It's almost like I'm trying to control my own feelings. But the truth is, feelings are things out of your control. You feel them or you don't. And I just don't. I just don't have any feelings towards anyone. No one's really that interesting to me. Yeah, and even if there are people who have maybe impressed me a little bit, or at least like left a slightly stronger impression on me than the average person. Not necessarily crushes or mini crushes. It's just like, a stronger personality. People like Katie, the Korean American girl. I saw her like for like a couple minutes, and like I talked to her for like a couple minutes back in September, like early September on the set of In Summer, and that's it. Like, and of course, she's dating Christian now, but it's like if I don't get to talk to people that much, then of course I wouldn't really develop any feelings towards anyone because I can't even communicate with people. Not necessarily my fault. More so, it's just I don't really have the chance to. I have so many exams and assignments and papers and like short films to edit. So it's not really my fault either that I'm like this. And you know me, I take a long time to like someone. Like, I've known Mary for 3 years before I started liking her. I've known Leslie for a few months before I started liking her. Maybe the process will be sped up, but then again, it's like I keep seeing Leslie in CMD. Of course, I get to speak to her constantly, like once a week at least. And I don't seem to be able to do that. Another thing is USC is just so big. Like, I know a lot of people in SC already, but like, I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface. I feel like I only know like 2% or 3% of everyone because it's such a vast network of people. Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. Yeah. So yeah, let's not think about it. Even though I have to finish my Virgin script, at least finish that. You know. What else should I talk about? It's crazy, I think back in 2019, even 2020, especially 2021, actually. Whenever I film these videos, I barely talk about romance, unless it's about Mary. But in 2020 and 2021, I've basically given up on Mary, and it's just me recovering from her. And I usually have a lot else on my mind, especially in 2021 when I basically had nothing to do. I have so many other things on my mind, but now it's just all kind of trapped in the same headspace. Like, I'm always in this anxious mode of, oh, I need to get onto a 310, I need to get chosen APCA, I need to get into this class, I need to join this spotlight and get a job at ALI and whatever. And it's like I'm always worried about something. I don't get to go dreamy. I don't get to float around ideas and stuff, which really hurt my brain. Yeah. I hope this winter break provides a good rest where I can focus on something else, think about something else, and I could go dreamy because I needed that. I need some rest.
projektet blevet lidt kommercielt her med den opmærksomhed? Ja, det må man sige. Altså, vi har valgt at skelne meget.
Okay, time now is 10:52 a.m. in the morning on December 6th. Yeah. Slept from 5:30 to 10:50. Yeah, 5:30, I know. I really didn't have that much time yesterday because I spent so much time sleeping. So a bunch of stuff I planned to do, I didn't do. I didn't draw, didn't work out. I didn't edit some vlogs. I didn't watch Sans Soleil, which I've been planning to watch for days already. But I did spend some time editing my short film, which is looking good. And I did the blanket. I washed it and dried it for hours. And I washed my blanket and I washed my shower towel and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna take half an hour. It's too long. I need to take a shower now. So I took a shower, and then after shower I went downstairs just to get my dry towel. So yeah. But yeah, I'm tired as fuck again. But good news is today is gonna be the last day of class for the semester. No more after this. Kind of. Technically. Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the last class. And also tonight is the DKA Film Festival. I'm gonna dress up a little nice. Maybe paint my nails. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah. Yay. I don't know. Thank God I agreed to go to the film set on the 8th and not the 7th. Because I do want to have a big fat sleep again tomorrow. Yeah. I also got to start working on the papers. Honestly, I don't have that much time. The CTCS 191 paper is due on the 10th. So I really have not a lot of time. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The end times are near. After the finals, it's done. Round 5, part 1. So, gotta start wrapping things up, Yeah.
So before the portal closes, which is by like
熬白骨汤，清热排毒。知道，断肝草不行啊，这病人身上红疹可多了。你们连个。
Get back to work.仲企喺度？去做嘢啊？
唔使驚，我做嘢。
I did a whole ass manicure on my hand. Manicure? Look at my fingers, bro. Look at my thumb. Kind of useless. Did nothing with it. Oh, Oakley. Ay, my hair. Okay. Time now is 1:29 a.m. in the morning. It's fucking late. But it's been a long day. It's been a long ass day. And I have a lot to talk about, so sit tight. So today is the last day of class of the semester. It's crazy. I think round 5 has gone. My entire chin is oily right now. Hold on, I gotta wash my chin. So, yeah, today's the last day of class for round 5, and goddamn, it's not that satisfying of an ending. I wouldn't say it's a bad ending, and I think I made the most out of this ending. But it is indeed the most underwhelming ending so far. Round 5 went even faster than round 4. Like, round 5 just happened within a blink of an eye. Like, last week felt like October. And fuck me, it's already December. So, it just happened too fast. But anyways, today I woke up, and I, walked to school. I walked to CTCS 200 discussion. I was pretty much right on time. And while I was walking there, I saw Anya. And we're both crossing the road from two different... It's like a T-shaped road. And I crossed from one side, Anya crossed from the other side. And Anya essentially ended up in front of me. But I wanted to walk up to her and talk to her, but then I didn't. I was like, nah, it's okay. I'm just gonna... Like, we'll eventually talk at the elevator or something, at the door or whatever. So I was just behind her the whole time. And I was thinking, man, she's like so stylish. She wears this little beret hat, red hair, like knee-high stocking, and just very fancy clothes. I'm like, god damn. You know, I should start doing that. I should be fashionable like her. So anyways, at some point we split because she went one way to enter the SEA building and I went the other way. I went to the main way, she went to the side way. So we reconnected again at the elevator and she's like, hey, I'm like, hi, even though I've been behind her for like a few minutes already. And so we talked in the elevator and she's nice and she talked about, so, are you excited to finish the semester? And I'm like, yeah, but we still got papers though. So we entered the class and we got separated. I sat at the very front. Matt eventually showed up. And yeah, we did nothing. We did course evaluation, where we sort of evaluate the course. And then once again, we spent like 10 minutes just ranting about the class and about how like bad this class is. Even the TA thinks it's bad. And then we all left. I said thank you, goodbye, and I left. I left with Matt. I talked with Matt a little bit. Matt doesn't seem like he's in a hurry to leave. And yeah, I didn't talk to Matt about much. And then Matt was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And you know me, I like hanging around with people, but at the same time, I'm like very passive. So I followed him a little bit, and he's like, are you gonna follow me to the bathroom? And I'm like, no. So I just fucking left. And then he's like, yeah, see you around. But like, when he says see you around, the thing is today might be the last day I'll see Matt until next year. Like, that can very much be true. So, I guess that's it. Who cares? So I left, I went to the elevator, saw Anya again, didn't speak to her, and then I just walked away. And then I realized, wow, this is a very boring way to end off the semester. Like, wow, I feel like I gained nothing. This is crazy. So, I walked to the bus stop, and I crossed the road, and I was literally right beside the bus stop, and suddenly an idea hit me. I was like, wait. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to SCA 3rd floor, and I'm gonna just draw. I'm gonna listen to music, take out my sketchbook, and just draw. because why the fuck not? Because I don't want it to end like this. I don't want this semester to end like this. I know this isn't exactly the ending of the semester, given that I just went back to SCA literally tonight. But still, you know. So I actually walked all the way back to SCA 3rd floor, and I saw Matt. He didn't see me. He's waiting somewhere at the balcony. And I went to the little sitting area outside of the writing program place. Sat down and I just drew. I drew for I don't know how long. I didn't keep track of the time, but I think I drew until 1:30. I think, or was it like 1:40-ish? So maybe half an hour or maybe like 40 minutes of drawing. But I drew and I drew and I drew, and it felt good, but it was also a little bit discouraging because my drawings are not that good. I keep practicing, but my progress isn't much. My faces still look kind of disproportionate. I still can't figure out anatomy. But again, practice makes perfect. But sometimes I practice so much that it's discouraging. But I feel like this discouraging is part of the journey. You know, I'm hiking. I'm climbing up the mountain, and the climb is difficult. But the mountaintop looks so good. So that's a good mindset. So anyways, I was drawing Leslie, and I was listening to very like nostalgic music, and I looked at the transit app and I'm like, fuck, the next bus comes in like 1 minute. So I immediately left, I immediately walked, and as I left SCA, the building, and I was crossing the road, I saw bus 38 passing by me. Which is fucked. If I can't catch this bus 38, I'll just stand at the bus stop and wait for half more of an hour. Or I could run. And I was listening to Supercell's, I was listening to Stable Staple, which is an anime OP. And it was so nostalgic and so bright. And it's not a song I normally would listen to because it's such a, it evokes such an emotion. Suddenly, I feel that this song is telling me to run. Run like a child. Run like an innocent child. So I just start running. I took my the earbuds out of my pockets because I'm scared it would drop out. And it's just my wallet. And I have nothing to lose. I just started darting towards the bus. It's red light in front of me. I don't care. I ran across and I ran really hard. I like full speed ahead, just chomp chomp chomp, like my legs just goes chomp 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 chomp. And I even like ran in a weird way. I ran like this, like a weird jelly man. I don't know why. And then by the time I reached the bus stop, I got so hyped. I was like, I was making weird faces. I was like a weird cocaine addict homeless guy, but I'm actually just a USC student. And I got onto the bus and I breathed so intensely. And people were like looking at me and stuff, but it's okay. Like sometimes going crazy in public sometimes feels good. It feels cathartic. Like call it performance art, you know. So I got onto the bus and then I went back home, and by the time I got home, my heart's still pounding. Like I'm fucking tired. So I came back home and I took a shower and I decided to go back to sleep. But of course I didn't fall asleep. But it was still really nice on the bed. I spent 1.5 hours on my bed and I just didn't go anywhere. I didn't want to leave. But I eventually did. Made myself some noodles for lunch. And then, second half of the day, here it comes. So Rachel didn't show up today for this discussion class, but she's gonna come to USC to check out my short film because my short film is chosen by the DKA and it's screening, and yeah. And Matt liked my Instagram story again, even though I never talked to him about my own short film. So I went to SCA and it's actually insane. There are 3 rooms on the ground floor of SCA. One is SCA 108, the Raised Art Theater, which is the theater in the SCA building. And the second largest theater in the entire campus, I believe. There's SCA 110 and SCA 112, which are two side theaters. The thing is, for some reason, all three of these theaters are playing something and are doing some event at the same freaking time. Raised Art Theater is screening a bunch of like award-winning, award-nominated short films. That's a big event. And then 110 is doing the DK Film Festival. So literally, I wanted to go to both events at the same time. And these two events are literally like across from each other, like two theaters across from each other inside the same building. So I decided to. So I looked at my email and it said that Neither Donkey Nor Horses will be the second short film playing. So the event starts at 7 p.m. And so it would be around 7:15 to 7:45 where Neither Donkey Nor Horse plays. So I went to 110, SCA 110, and I went up to a couple organizers. And I was like, this is DK Festival, right? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, so I submitted a short film. When would my short film screen? Because there's another event next in the theater, in another theater, that I also want to go. And he's like, what's your name? What's the name of the short film? And I was like, Objects in the Mirror. And they're like, oh, it's the, don't worry about it. It's not going to screen until like 8 p.m. I'm like, okay. And I asked them, how many submissions were there? And they said there were 20 submissions, but only 6 of them are selected. So 6 out of 20, not too bad. So I left and I went to the screening of NDNH, or Neither Donkey Nor Horse. Rachel showed up, and then I got in. And yeah, honestly, surprisingly, there aren't that many people I know who showed up. I saw Olivia, the woman who's in Imperfect Us. And, speaking of Imperfect Us, somebody randomly DM'd me, some Chinese woman DM'd me. And I was like, ooh, who's this? And she's actually someone from Imperfect Us, even though I don't know who she is. And she's like, oh, we're doing this car commercial. Are you interested in being an RPA? I'm going to say yes, because I want more opportunities. And it's paid too, but I'm going to see what time. Okay, anyways, I digress. Olivia saw me, and then I saw Rocky and Miley, and Suri, who is the DP for Imperfect Us. So that's the DP trio. And then I saw Robin, the writer-director of Neither Donkey Nor Horse, said hi. And I and Rachel sat down, and Robin sat in front of me. And also Jesse, who is one of the producers and co-writers of Neither Donkey Nor Horse. Watch your first short film, it's okay. It's this animated short, pretty simple. Neither Donkey Nor Horse comes on, and it's epic. It's really good. It's a good ass short film. It's very Hollywood. It's very corporate, but it's fun. It's epic. It's dramatic as hell. So it was good. And then me and Rachel left. We went to the room across, and we went to the DK Film Festival. And surprisingly, there are a lot of people there. There were like 30 people there. And several people I know were there. Ryan, the ABCA co-president, was there, and he saw me, and he's like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm fine, just finishing the classes. And later Ryan went to another seat. Behind me was actually one of the producers for the upcoming APCA web episode, and the guy who's chosen to be the DP for the APCA music video. So I know them too, even though not too well, and they know me too, because I've spoken to both of them. But they also both left right after the screening of my short film, and I don't get to like socialize with them more. Which, yeah, you know. Mitchell DM'd me earlier today saying that he's gonna come. He didn't. He's on a film set. He got held up there. Went over time. RIP. And then beyond these people, I don't know a single other soul in the entire room, which is very awkward. So they screened a bunch of films. They screened this. It was like 2 comedic films and 4 dramatic shorts, and so I missed the first 2, but I was in for a 3rd short, which is called Just Jackie, and it's beautifully shot, but it's also like the most basic film school thing ever. And it's about 2 guys in the late 80s in LA, 2 white guys who are gay, who are in love with each other, but one of them is Christian and is like conflicted between Christianity and love. And it's just this very shallow conflict that, like, you know, duh. Of course the answer is I hate religions, let's go with love. No nuance at all. And then the host was like, oh, so the next 3 short films, we're going to go a little bit surreal. So he played Objects in Mirror. And this is like an instance where I realized that all the short films so far have been films associated with people in the DKA, or people who are already very deep and well known in SCA. Mine is like a standout because 1, DK, I don't know anyone from DK. Nobody there knows me. Not really. 2 is, it's in Cantonese. All the other shorts are in English. This is the only film that's in Cantonese. It's really weird. My film played on a big screen, and it's probably the only time it'll ever play on a big screen. Honestly, it felt a bit better than expected. If I watch it on YouTube on my phone or laptop, it looks shit. But it actually felt a bit better, more cinematic on a big screen. And there were moments where the audience would just laugh. The audience is very reactive, surprisingly. There's a scene where Miles shows up and he's just this very jumpy, eccentric white guy, and everyone laughed at him, which wasn't exactly my intention, but I do know that it's comedic, and I'm glad the people laughed. There's a scene where I show up, and people actually laughed a lot, especially when it said never mind. People were like laughing. It's crazy. Miles' death scene was also kind of funny, but yeah, and then there's also a part where this Chung was like, do you want to raise? And people were like, whoa. And then the second half happened and the audience was like tensed up. But yeah, after the film ends, people clapped and I stood up and I gave a little speech saying thank you everyone for watching. I made this film to apply to transfer into film production major, which didn't work out, but that's okay because this is like an extended version of it. The main actor, Glenn Wong, he's amazing. He's an SDA. Shout out to Glenn. And I'm glad everyone laughed at the comedic moments because I would be dead inside if no one laughed. And everyone laughed after they heard my part and then sat back down. Surprisingly, I wasn't that nervous when I gave that speech. Maybe it's because, like, when the end credits were rolling, I already thought of my speech. But yeah, damn, fuck. It was awkward because nobody knew who I was, aside from, like, Ryan. But I guess the one good thing about this screening is that I'm putting my name out there, so if I meet any one of these random people in the future, they would be like, oh, you're the guy who made the short film. Also, the APCA web episode producer behind me, she saw my thing. So if I do eventually get chosen to work on an APCA web episode crew, hey, you know I got the quality, okay? Even though I fucking hate my own short film. And then I watched 2 more shorts. One of them is experimental dance video, artsy, fartsy, not a big fan, called Somnus. And the next one is called Rebirth, and it's about a black guy and another black girl in the middle of a party staring into a static TV. He goes in the TV and he wakes up and he does this like interpretive dancing, very experimental stuff in the middle of the void, simple colors. It looks good, not my thing, but looks good. And then after that, the host announced there's a QR code, and everyone gets to vote what's their favorite short film. I didn't win. It's okay, no one cares. And then afterwards, the host was like, yep, and this concludes the DK Film Festival. And everyone left, and I just walked away. So, very awkward, but at the same time, who cares? So I and Rachel spent a little more time talking. And Rachel was like impressed. Rachel was like, oh, this is better than Love and Death. And I was like, no. And Rachel asked me like, where do you get your inspirations? How did you shoot that? Like, what's the meaning of this scene? And I actually started explaining. And then I talked about Neither Donkey Nor Horse. And then Rachel thought I was talking about Locke. And I was like, Locke is a different set. And again, every time I talk to Rachel, it seems like I'm going places. Every time I talk to Rachel, it's an ego boost. Because I'm doing so much better than Rachel. And everyone's doing better than me. Like Colin and Matt and the film prod people, even Christian is doing better than me. He keeps getting onto sets, and he's dating Katie. I mean, that's like an achievement, you know. So, but whenever I talk to Rachel, I'm like, I feel good because Rachel's not doing well at all. And I just talk about how I'm doing these sets and I'm doing those sets, and man, like from Rachel's point of view, I must be like very well off. In fact, I look at these people's short films, and it feels like people who are able to make fancy short films get applause. It seems like they're really well off and they know what they're doing in their lives. But then I look at my own life, and that is, I'm editing my 8th short film. And me, Enoch Lai, is still struggling. I'm still a confused damsel in distress. I'm still confused, I'm still lonely, I'm still struggling. I'm not well off at all. I'm not an accomplished artist. I'm still a struggling artist. Anyways, I walked back to Race Dark Theater, sat alone, and I sat through 2 more short films, and holy shit, they're so good. Night and day difference from DK Film Festival. It's so hilarious. It's like they're produced, written, and directed by SCA students, but they're funded by Indeed Job Search. And they're making short films about jobs and working. So when I returned to the theater, it was the ending of the film. But it looks so good. Like, beautifully shot, 4:3 aspect ratio, and it's a documentary? What the fuck? Then the next short film is called Technicians, and it's about a black guy whose mom is sick, and he's struggling to pay medical bills. And they're too expensive, and he completely relies on his job. And his job is a technician, is to install an automatic manicure machine, which is ironic because I had black nails. Yes, I did my nails right before I left. Which is pointless, you know. I did my nails when I went to the party, which is good because people talk about it. Interesting. Black nails did nothing today. It's crazy. It's been a whole month since the black nails. More than a month. I digress. So the guy is installing automatic manicure machines. You put your fingers into the machine, you pull out your hand, and it's all perfectly nail polished. And the workers in that nail salon are all Vietnamese in the story. And the main girl, she befriends this technician, and they get personal and stuff. And it turns out the main girl's ulterior motive for doing that is to convince the guy to not set up those machines. Because by setting up those machines, it's going to take away those Vietnamese people's jobs. It's going to hurt the community. So, but the black guy can't do that. The black guy must do his job to pay for his mom's medical bills. But if he does that, he's going to indirectly hurt a community of Vietnamese people who rely on nail or manicure, and it's like two conflicts conflicting, and it's genius, and it's also very beautifully shot, and the acting's really good, and it ends, and it's a very satisfying ending, happily ever after, and it's good, even though it's like the most basic corporate thing. Like, this short film feels like a commercial, and it's also in like 4:3, or I think Academy ratio, but it's like, it's well shot, well paced, well directed. It's Hollywood 101, and it's not like a lot of film students make short films about death and violence and, you know, angsty, edgy stuff, but this is like something else. This is about jobs. It's about working. And it's about the country in an economic crisis, but from personal and heartfelt standpoints. I was like, wow, this is good. The next short film is even better. It's from a Chinese-British woman, and it's a Chinese short film in 1.85 ratio about corpse fishing. It's about a little girl whose dad died, and she teamed up with another guy who fishes for corpses in the ocean to find her dad's body. It's a very morbid and dark story, but again, it's dark, but it's also like hilarious. The little girl is like brave, and the guy, the corpse fishing guy, is like this sad, lonely old guy, and it's kind of like Up, the Pixar animated film. So again, very Hollywood, very easy to digest. Story super simple, very heartfelt, a lot of humanity, but it's also about work. It's also about jobs. And I watched this and I'm like, this is a feature film idea. This isn't even a short film. And it was great. And there was a little Q&A with almost all the filmmakers at the end. Tiny Q&A. They spoke a little and then it's over. I didn't get to talk to anyone after that. I saw Olivia waiting for someone, and I talked to her a little bit, and she's like, wow, I saw your name. And I was like, yeah, I was a PA. And she's like, when did you shoot this? And I was like, oh, that's like last August. And then she says she's going to Hong Kong in like 4 days. And I'm like, wow, enjoy the food. And then some really tall Chinese guy showed up, and I'm like, okay, they must be dating. So I left. No, I said goodbye, and then I left. Called a Lyft, came home, and then made myself a fancy dinner. Potatoes, steak, green beans, and mushrooms with a can of Coca-Cola. Very nice. My fingers are hurting. I don't know where did I get this cut. I think it's like this afternoon, but fuck, that's not a good cut at all. The other news would be that Cliff texted me in the afternoon saying that he just got booked for another film set and it's paid. So he's going because, of course, it's paid. No brainer. He's not getting paid working for me. He's getting paid there. So, and Cliff told me, and I'm not that interested in color grading anymore anyways, but give Luis a shot. So I'm like, rip, fine. I really wanted Cliff to work on my thing, but I guess not. So, yeah, Luis also DM'd me and asked me about a scene from a movie or a documentary, and asked me if I know the name of the movie, because I guess from his point of view, I'm like the Wikipedia of films, which is a good reputation to have. And then I was like, oh, by the way, Cliff said he couldn't color the short film, so can you do it? And he's like, what? What short film? What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, I haven't told Luis at all. But yeah, Luis seems very excited, so that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So, God damn, I've been talking for half an hour. So, tomorrow, I will probably go to Ralph's. And, beyond Ralph's, I'm not gonna do anything else. Just gonna rest and work on my papers. Really start speed running them. Yeah. And that's it. Not much else. Yeah. Oh. I may have to go see Collins play tomorrow night. I just remembered that. Okay. Okay. Okay, time now is 1:38 p.m. on December 7th. Yeah, fuck me, it's already December 7th. I slept from 5:30 to like 1:30. Actually, I woke up at around 1 p.m. I just laid on my bed for a bit. So yeah, that's actually less than 8 hours. But it feels good. It's a natural wake up, and I'm glad I didn't sleep more than this, because if I did, I would feel very guilty. But yeah, that's a really nice sleep. That felt good. And I dreamed about my dad getting angry at me for teaching my brother evil thoughts, like evil artsy thoughts. Yeah, so I want to go to Ralph's mainly because I need more toilet paper because I'm going to run out soon again, but also because I need meat. And then the other thing is, I remembered last night that I have to attend a play, Collins play, at 7 p.m. tonight. Which I'm interested in seeing, because, but I also do have tons of papers and all that shit, so I'm gonna also start working on that. But yeah, last night I finished Sans Soleil, the film that Jia Yun told me to watch, and a film that I've been very excited to watch for a long time, and oh my god, I was disappointed. I just didn't get it at all. There's a lot of commotion outside, by the way. I think the Korean, I just hear Korean, and I hear luggage. Anyways, yeah, Sans Soleil was disappointing, unfortunately. I hope I rewatch it and love it, because this didn't click for me at all. Yeah, lots of commotion. But yeah, I'm excited to see Collins play. It's gonna be at the USC campus again. So yesterday felt like a finale, but today I'm returning to campus anyways. And I feel like for silly small reasons, I'll be going back to the campus again and again and again. Like tomorrow, I'll probably be back again anyways, if because of the soundstage. We're probably filming on the soundstage. I don't know. I'll be back again and again and again anyways. Yeah, and I don't have that much else to add. I'm just gonna do my own shit in the meantime. Edit, review, write. And another great news is I received an email just now from some guy named Gabriel from APCA, and I am chosen to be PD for the second episode for the web series. I don't know if I'm the sole PD. At first, it was you're chosen as scripty, which is like, sure, whatever. And then it's like, oh, ignore the first email, you're chosen as PD. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's fucking awesome. They didn't even interview me. For the music video, they interviewed me. This one, they didn't. But this is like a bigger deal. This is a web episode, not a music video. This is a lot of, way more work. But yeah, this is cool, and we're filming in like mid-January. So that's cool beans, and yeah, hopefully I get to meet more people from this web episode thing. Round 5 part 2. Little cliffhanger for round 5 part 2, I guess. Yeah. That's it.
Not like we're gonna have
Okay, it's 9:41 p.m. Just came home, still in my street clothes. Low-key hungry, but I don't want to go down and cook because Diego, the roommate's downstairs, so I'm not gonna go. Yeah, today is a very plain day, nice, whatever. I don't know why, but like after I woke up, it feels really hot, and then I checked the temperature and it's 27 degrees Celsius. What in the actual fuck is going on? So there's like a mini heat wave today, I guess, and it's hot and sweaty. Not sweaty, it's just hot. I filmed my video essay, I recorded it, and that took so long that by the time I finished it, it was like 4 p.m. And I was just really tired. And then there's this like, I don't know, it's just this strange feeling of feeling like very stuffy and feeling very, feeling very stuffy and feeling very just not having the motivation to do something, but still needing to do something. So anyways, I filmed a quick anime review, I ate lasagna, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go. So I changed my clothes, same clothes as yesterday, and I went to Colin's play, Danny and the Deep Blue Sea, which takes place at the Scene Dock Theater, which is a tiny little theater house on the west side of the campus that I've never been to. It's very interesting. It's very small, very inconspicuous. And I thought to myself, goddamn, why do I keep putting myself in these situations where I don't know anyone and I'm basically strolling into like nothing. I'm strolling into like DK Festival yesterday. The thing is, I'm not the one who should be embarrassed. I'm going into a play, I'm going in, checking out, and then I leave. Like I'm not losing anything. But I just feel really embarrassed. Like, oh my god, my hair. Like the idea of it's fine, who cares? Like the idea of me going somewhere where nobody knows me just sounds so stressful. And again, DK Festival yesterday was like, it's fine, but again, it's like, ooh, I don't know anyone. Um, and today it's a bit better because I'm not, I'm not presenting my short film. Colin should be more nervous than me. It's his play. But yeah, I sat down. There was a white woman. I think I've seen her somewhere before. She's like, "Your name?" And I heard her saying, "Oh, your name is beautiful." But I just said my name. I'm like, Enoch, Eli. And she found it. And then I entered it. And it's just this really small room with about maybe 50 or 60 seats. Maybe 70 seats. And then it's a nice play. I don't know anything about plays. I can't really judge it. I don't really have a lot of opinions on it. Other than it's a nice play. It has 3 scenes, and it's just a guy and a girl yelling at each other, and then having a wholesome moment, and then yelling at each other again, and then having a wholesome moment, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And yeah, lots of trauma stuff, like domestic abuse and incest and all that stuff, but then they find hope together. They're both crazy and they're both traumatized, but they both find love in each other, and it's sweet and nice, and sometimes it's horrifying, sometimes funny. So it's good. And at some point between scenes 1 and 2, there's a bar scene, and then scene 2 and 3 takes place in the girl's apartment. But 1 is at night, and they sleep, and then they wake up, and that's scene 3. Between scene 1 and 2, one of the stagehands accidentally broke a lamp, and a light bulb shattered on the ground, and glass was spilled everywhere. And somebody took a giant broom out to sweep it up, and people were laughing. And then we talked about it after the screening. Yeah, after the screening I walked outside and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave. But while watching the play, I saw Colin going up the stairs and sitting behind me. And I'm like, oh, that's him. Maybe I should say something to him, congratulations, cool play, whatever. Cold play. So I left the theater afterwards and I waited outside a bit, and I forgot his name. David, this black boy sounds really weird. This young child, who worked with me on a couple days on Candy or Movie. He's here, and I'm not surprised he's here, but he's here, and he's like, whoa. Yeah, he was confused for a moment. He's like, "Oh, it's you," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's me, haha." And we talked a little bit, and he's like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "Oh, Colin, I'm just supporting my friend Colin." And he's like, "Oh," so he brought me back into, I think his name's David. He brought me back into the theater, and we saw Colin, and Colin's like, "Hey, you came." It's kind of embarrassing because, again, I and Colin, I feel like we're not that close. But I always never feel close to anyone. I remember back in late November, Leslie was like, "Oh, do you think I'm crazy?" And I'm like, I don't know, I don't even know you that well. And she's like, "Yeah, that's true." Yeah, that's the thing, is you think you know someone, but you don't know someone. That's always the case. And I feel like there were barely anyone in LA that I truly know. I know Potter, I know Michelle, Glenn-ish. Honestly, USC, I don't know too many people, because I haven't really talked to that many people. Even though I tried so hard branching out, it's talking to a lot of people versus talking to a few people, but a lot. Quality versus quantity. And right now it's quantity. I meet a lot of people, but I don't talk to any of them enough to know them that well. I think Matt is someone I talk to quite regularly, but Matt still remains kind of elusive, almost. Like, I don't know, he's gonna randomly appear in the credits of some fancy art house film, and I would just be like, wow, I have no idea. He's gonna randomly appear in some film festival as the programmer, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, holy shit, what? I think I know Colin, but not that much, but he's nice. I know Christian a lot because of the set we went to, and we socialize a lot. I know Rachel, but I feel like it doesn't take much to know her. I don't think I know anyone else beyond that, really. Like, all these other people who I've met once or twice. Like, even Franklin, it's like, I don't know. He's like a chill guy, but I don't know what is he up to. I don't know what's his goal, what's his backstory, what are his aspirations, what he dislikes. No idea. Anyways, I digress. Colin's here and said hi, and I also saw a group of people who I've seen before but have never talked to, but I know they're Colin's friends. So we all talked a bit. I was like, hey, good job. And he was like, oh, how's your screening? Referring to my short film yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, it's like the most inconsequential, silly, unimportant thing ever. And then I said good luck for the final showing, and he thought I was referring to the papers. Again, it's like the scope of the world between me and Colin is like either classes or what we're doing in terms of like our own short film / projects. And that's like the whole world. That's not a very large world. But I was like, oh no, good luck for the final showing. And he's like, thank you. And then that's it. And then I left, called the lift to Ralph's, bought a bunch of stuff, got some fried chicken, which I'm not going to eat tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. Mayhaps. And then, yeah, and then, and then, yeah, came back home. That's it. Not much else to discuss. I'm really low-key happy that I'm chosen as PD. Actually, high-key. Yeah, because I know it's probably competitive. For some reason, production designing is competitive for APCA web episode this year, but also at the same time, I like that I'm not directing, but I'm also somewhere up there, you know? It's like I have control over things, and I have to collaborate with the DP and stuff, which is fun. Like, collaborating with other people is fun. It's like a good excuse to meet people and hang out. I think that's the whole point anyways. But yeah, I have a lot to do, actually. I feel like I haven't done anything today. So, yeah, probably gonna go downstairs and cook dinner now. Gonna test out more Blu-rays because I have to. And then, not much else. Not much else. I feel like I have something to say. This morning I woke up and it's like technically the first day after the semester had ended, but it actually not ended. But it feels like it's ended, and it's... I remember back in May this year when I was like, well, I have nothing to do now because everything just ended. And then it's just quiet, nothing. But ironically, I'm probably going back to campus again tomorrow. Again and again and again. It never leaves. Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy Blu-rays more because Hundreds of Beavers Blu-ray is out, and it's been out for 4 days. I have no idea. And the limited edition slipcover, it's already completely sold out, which I'm kinda pissed about. But it's okay. It's a great film, but it's not a film I'm willing to pay as much to get a slipcover. And I can't find the slipcover version on Diabolic DVD or Orbit or anything. It's on eBay, but it's $50 something, and it's an auction, so I'm definitely losing. And I'm also going to pre-order Inglourious Bastards because I know that shit is going to get sold out instantly. So yeah, spending a little money, little shmoney. I might as well go ahead and buy Godspeed and Jordy Greep. Yeah.